I've had enough. I'm going to bed. Tomorrow's going to be fun failing everything.
A few moments later.
How did I get here? I was in bed just a minute ago. Hello? Who are you?
Hello, I'm your guardian angel. I'm here to help you.
My guardian angel? You don't look like a guardian angel.
That's because I'm in disguise.
Why are you helping me?
I saw you were struggling with your revision, so I'm here to help. So, tell me, what do you know about the history of editing?
I don't know anything. I couldn't revise. It just wouldn't go in.
I thought that would be your answer. Don't worry, I'll just have to teach you a bit more than I planned. Let's begin. So, the Lumiere brothers, it all started in 1895 when they became famous for inventing the cinematograph motion picture camera. It consisted of a single camera which was used for both photographing and projecting at 16 frames per second. You got that?
Yep, I think so.
As there was no editing back then, they just used one continuous shot instead of several shots. Their films were of everyday French life. For example, one film was of people coming out of a workplace and another was of a woman feeding a baby. Their most famous film was of a train leaving the station.
Oh yeah, I remember something about that. The audience in the cinema actually moved when the train came towards them on the film because they thought it was real.
Very good. Now, although the Lumiere brothers were the first to invent film, there were many more people who revolutionised it to help bring it to where it is today.
Who were they? What did they do to make it better?
Good question. Soon after the Lumiere brothers released their films, another French inventor named Georges Méliès decided he wanted to give film a try. However, Méliès decided he wanted to make fictional films with scripts and actors.
Is that what revolutionised filmmaking? He made it fictional.
No, Méliès was the first person to edit his films, and believe it or not, he actually did it by accident.
By accident? How did he do that?
Méliès claimed that when he was filming a road, his camera stopped working, and all the cars that he'd originally been filming had disappeared and been replaced with new ones when he turned it back on, thus resulting in stop motion. Due to the success of his films and how he contributed to filmmaking, he became known as the father of special effects. This is referred to as in-camera editing.
Why is it called that?
Well, if you wanted to edit a film today, you could just import the clips to your computer and use an editing software on there. However, this wasn't possible in those days, so the only way you could edit was in-camera.
Oh, I see what you mean. Hey, could you show me some stop motion?
Sure, watch this.
Wow, that was amazing.
You think that was cool? Wait till you see this. Can you see how the chairs appear and disappear? That is through stop motion. Méliès stops the camera as he is about to sit on the chair, and then he moves the chair. He turns the camera back on and stands in the same position as before. He then proceeds to sit down but falls on the floor as if the chair has disappeared.
Wow, that's amazing. It looks so real as well.
In another one of his films, The Indian Rubberhead, there appears to be two of him. One of him is blowing up the other one of his heads to make it bigger. Méliès achieves this by covering up a certain part of the camera lens, e.g. where the head on the table would be. He then recorded the part of him blowing up the head. He then rewound the tape and covered up the part of the lens where he would be blowing up the head. And he got close to the camera to make the head appear bigger.
Why did he have to get closer? Why didn't he just zoom in?
That's because there was no way to zoom on cameras back then. The only way to appear as if he zoomed was to move closer to the lens. Now, the next person to revolutionise filmmaking was Edwin S. Porter.
What did he do?
Have you heard of the Great Train Robbery?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Porter was best known for his use of dramatic editing. He used a method of selecting different one-shot clips and arranging them together to make a story. Similar to how we do it today, Edwin realised that with numerous cameras, different emotions could be portrayed, along with the pacing of the film. Porter was highly influenced by Méliès, and that Méliès had given him the notion of telling a story in continuity form. The Great Train Robbery is known to be the first narrative film to have achieved such continuity of action. It comprised of 14 separate shots of non-continuous and non-overlapping action. It is credited as the first realistic narrative as opposed to Méliès' fantasy style.
Wasn't that film known as the first action film?
Well done, you are correct. Tell me, do you know what continuity editing is?
Nope.
Okay, so the continuity editing style is a system used to maintain a continuous and clear narrative action. This makes it easier to watch the film. It follows a set of 8 rules. These rules are establishing shot, shot reverse shot, 180-degree rule, 30-degree rule, cross-cutting, match on action, eyeline match, and re-establishing shot. The establishing shot is either a long shot or extreme long shot. It usually has loose framing and it shows the spatial relations between the important figures, objects, and setting in a scene.
The board members. You killed them.
We killed them.
We?
Remember your little accident in the laboratory?
This is shot reverse shot. This is where 2 shots are edited together that alternate characters, usually in a conversation situation. Usually the character in the first frame looks left and the character in the second frame looks right.
Beyond your wildest dreams, and it's only the beginning. There's only one who can stop us. Or imagine if he joined us.
The 180-degree rule is a basic guideline regarding the on-screen spatial relationship between a character and another character or object within a scene. The rule states that the camera should remain the same side of an imaginary line. The line is drawn perpendicular to the camera's viewpoint in the establishing shot of the scene. The rule enforces continuity of the film. The 30-degree rule is the angle angle between any two consecutive shots. It should not be any less than 30 degrees. This is so a spatial relationship can be maintained between people and objects in any given sequence of shots. Cross-cutting is editing that alternates between shots occurring simultaneously in two or more different locations.
Please remove any metallic items you're carrying, keys, loose change. Holy shit! Ugh!
Match on action is a cut between two shots that places two different framings of the same action next to each other, making it seem to continue uninterrupted. Eyeline match is a cut between two shots in which the first shot shows a person looking off in one direction and the second shot shows either a space containing what he or she sees or a person looking back in exactly the opposite direction. Re-establishing shot is a shot that returns to a view of a space or location after a series of close-ups. We are nearly there, don't worry. Have you been remembering all of this?
I sure have.
Wait till you see this. The film shows a man looking at three different images. These images are a child in a coffin, a bowl of soup, and a woman. The audience credited how well the man could act. However, he was just stood with a blank expression and he had no idea which images would come up next, as he could not see them. The audience associated the child with sadness, the soup with hunger, and the woman with lust.
That's so cool, but a bit weird how the brain associates itself with images like that.
It is, isn't it? These people have revolutionised film editing and helped give us the techniques that we use today. I bet you've watched things where these techniques have been put into place and you haven't even noticed. Now, that's everything you need to know. Can you remember all that?
I sure can. Thank you so much, Guardian Angel.
That's alright, no need to thank me. Well, I better go, I've got plenty of other students to help. Good luck!
6.5 hours later.
I'm gonna ace this test.
Baby, I don't need how I feel to have fun tonight.